Motown ain't felt this good about football in years. With one of the best offenses around and a winning record to start the year, the Detroit Lions have asserted themselves early this NFL season, showcasing an offense equipped with the most athletic line in football and headed by one of the league's best play callers in Ben Johnson. Combining power to outmuscle with misdirection to outmaneuver, this is an attack that's able to take it right to the defense. Add in some young talented weapons to spark creativity, and you've got defenses scrambling to keep up. But let's start it off with those maulers up front. This offensive line is a weapon by itself. With the power to straight up maul you, they can get down and dirty and make you play in the trenches. But their superior athleticism means they can also beat you with movement and misdirection. One of their staple plays is the stretch run, an outside zone blocking scheme that allows them to take advantage of their athleticism. The line will all block in one direction, with each lineman assigned a gap in the direction of the run. If nobody's in your zone, help out or work to the second level. The runner will read from front side to back side, trying to get to the edge first to cause the most stress, but making sure to stay decisive and pick the first available hole. Running behind their prized possession, Penei Sewell, watch him help his tight end with the end to clear a hole, before climbing to Keyshawn Nixon and blocking him all the way to the echo of the whistle. Everybody on screen wins their block, including a great pin from St. Brown, and look at the hole Gibbs has to run through. Here against Atlanta, Sewell is over to the left side, filling in for the injured Taylor Decker, so the Lions flip their tendencies and run stretch left to get behind their big man again. To create space, the Lions will first shift Sam Laporta from left to right, creating a better front to attack. Then, remove a lurker on the edge of the box by fly motioning Amon-Ra to the same side. Calais Campbell does a good job recognizing the play and forces Sewell to send him round the corner setting an edge. But everyone is still winning their block, including a masterful double block from the best performing man on the line this year, Frank Ragnow. With no man heads up from him, he'll stretch block beautifully before climbing quickly to the linebacker. Gibbs has a big hole to hit and is galloping into the secondary untouched, leaving Richie Grant grasping air. When you've got great strength and movement, the power run is also a great option. Power run is pulling a lineman, usually a guard, to act as your lead blocker for the back to follow through an assigned gap. Here, running it from shotgun, the Lions will bring speedster Jahmyr Gibbs on the orbit motion to shift the backer level before handing it off to their hammer, David Montgomery, pulling left guard Jonah Jackson to lead the way. The line is winning its blocks from left to right, and thanks to the shift, safety Rudy Ford is defending that C gap and has one eye on Amon-Ra, getting sealed by him when he's not fast enough to react to the run. Jackson ends up sealing out the middle backer on the pull, creating another huge lane for a Lions back to hit. And using more motion to distract, the Lions will bring Josh Reynolds across the formation before handing the ball off the other way, pulling both the center and left guard on the power sweep. Laporta does a great job to win the outside shoulder of his man and allow his guard and center out wide, and the pullers pick up two men to create an alley. Justin Reed has filled it well, but a sharp shift and strong contact balance has Gibbs spinning clean to pick up 17. Blending the speed of stretch with the masking of power, the Lions will once again have a tight end on the move, but this time they'll snap the ball with him in motion, acting as the lead blocker. The receivers will pin down on the slot and linebacker and watch the clever blocking design. Sewell, again at left tackle, will show great pace to reach the 9-tech and delay his rush, before pulling out to the edge, leaving the tight end in motion to clear out 52. Gibbs is now to the edge with big number 58 on the corner, and it's an easy first down. When you've got this much athleticism on the line, another extremely effective run is the counter, especially with all the weak box even fronts we're seeing with the Fangio-inspired defenses. The Lions line up with an extremely condensed look, but fearful of speed, the Packers leave the box light, making the agileness of Detroit's line carve open the box. Running GH counter, everyone on the line will block to their left except the left guard and tight end, who will pull right to act as the lead blockers, and Amon-Ra will drift inside before kicking out 26 in case the run needs to come wide. Montgomery will take his counter step left to sell the run this way before putting his foot in the ground to follow his pullers through the C gap. The Lions have them overwhelmed through speed and numbers, and Ragnow doesn't even have anyone to hit, as number 5 scampers to a huge chasm for the first. It's executed to absolute perfection here again against the Chiefs. Bringing that receiver on the fly motion they love so much, they'll force the box to move, creating the perfect angles to run the counter from. With 89 now with a much easier job to seal the edge in case the run bumps wide. Sewell, back at his normal right tackle position, kicks down on the D tackle, sending him into linebacker Willie Gay, creating a huge hole for 73 and 87 to pull through. Montgomery hits a huge hole with pace, then sends the safety the wrong way as he strolls into 6. The line is so athletic, they can run this counter run from so many different looks. Not expecting this weak side counter run out of shotgun, the Packers are quickly overwhelmed on the edge. One design this team loves that you really don't see run enough around the league is trap. Trap allows you to take advantage of your opponent's speed by tricking a D lineman into thinking they have a clean shot at the back, only to get trapped by a lineman kicking across, pushing him clean out the play. Instead, the speed advantage is gained by the offensive line, allowing linemen to climb quickly to the second level and open up a running alley. Ragnow, the center, does a good job to turn his man out the gap, and the climbing linemen both get great blocks, creating another big lane. And the Lions love this one. This time it's the end they'll trap by selling a screen pass to Gibbs by rocket motioning him out to the 4 strong side, only for Goff to flick the ball to St. Brown on the trap coming back right. 67 is able to pin down on Bobby Wagner, Nwosu goes flying past the play trying to avoid the trap, and Raw has Sewell as a lead blocker to pick up this 4th and 2. As much as I love running the ball, to be a potent offense in 2023, you've got to be able to slang that thing. Great play design and understanding of personnel continue in the passing game, establishing misdirection as the main theme while getting the most out of the offensive weapons and QB Jared Goff. Everything in this offense feels like it has a purpose, acting in synergy with the run game by use of some heavy play action. They're going to bring Gibbs in motion, and with nobody following, Goff can identify this as zone coverage from Spags' ever-disguising Chiefs defense. Pairing this with the split zone play action to mimic their run game, the Lions have the backer level shifting up, and Goff knows this is zone, throwing the post early for Reynolds to run into, allowing him to use his speed to hit the gap and gain every yard possible. Against Seattle, they will short motion Khalif Raymond in from the right side, having him pinned down into the box for the inside handoff. However, this is a fake, and Gibbs will pitch the ball back to Goff on the flea flicker. The Seahawks all bite with the handoff, and neither Witherspoon nor Diggs can recover to stop Goff rainbowing 1 for 6. And here, the Lions shifting in motion have another Birds defense scrambled. Amon-Ra will first shift from his condensed left receiver position to H-back, with the Lions quick snapping the ball, sending him back to the left flat on the under route. The Lions will fake that stretch run right, having Goff half roll left and hit the Falcons with a dagger. Atlanta first looks like they're going to disguise the man and pass it off, before Jesse Bates calls for Alfred to follow Raw. He's coming back across the formation though, and Bates does a good job to read it running out into the flat, with Alfred taking the first responsibility his way. But the motion and play action has Trey Flowers ball watching, trying to hold backside contain in case it's handed off. But rookie tight end Sam Laporta is too quick to give a head start, and this play is almost over before it's even started. Goff notices his new favorite weapon streaking clear and throws this up early, knowing that Laporta is going to cut the safety out of his boots on the corner post and jog in for the score. And the boot and rollout action has been a staple, showing great understanding of personnel strength. Goff excels when he's allowed to use big play action fakes to gain space, able to read high to low, and uncork the cannon when he's got a deep shot opportunity. Building off the earlier power sweep we showed against the Chiefs, the Lions will fake this left with the same motion, only to have Goff roll out right for another layered read. Reynolds will block down to hold the end. Khalif will turn his motion into a sticks hitch, with Amon-Ra and Laporta layering the concept with the corner and over route. With plenty of time, Goff reads his motion hitch-up option first, but doesn't like the look, so looks to the corner, but Ra's being harassed, so gets his eyes to Laporta, the third option, finding him on the over route. And look at the ball, throwing this round 2 defenders with the sidearm to get the first. And here's a beautiful rollout for Goff off the counter action. They'll pull the left guard, and Goff and Montgomery will sell the run hard, only for Goff to boot out left on a short stroll, having a 3-level flood concept to read. Ruby Ford is slow to react to the sail route, and Goff throws this early and into a big window for the reception. It's not just a play-action game where Ben Johnson is creative. There's more great use of motion and formation to deceive. Against the Seahawks, the Lions go 5 wide and bring Jahmyr Gibbs from the boundary on the short motion, giving him built-up momentum to run a drag route. The motion gives Goff the intel that they're passing off this drag route, and Gibbs correctly reads this, sitting down in the soft underneath zone for the easy completion. A week later, the Lions come back to a similar look on 3rd down, and Green Bay looks to be ready, with Rasul Douglas getting deep to cut off Laporta and Quay Walker shifting with the motion, ready to clamp down on the sit-down drag. But that's not the route, as Gibbs hits a full 180 and heads back into the open flat. The ball's out quick, and Gibbs resets the chains. The tactic Johnson loves to use is misaligning his 12 and 21 personnels. Working from a double set here, despite the regular formation, the alignment can tell us the coverage. In 21 personnel, the Lions mismatch by putting the running back and tight ends as the boundary threats and the receivers in the slot. This forces Atlanta to reveal their coverage or get caught in a mismatch, and with the regular ATL corners patrolling the boundary, Goff knows this is likely zone. They'll rotate into a 2-4 zone blitz, but Goff calmly scans, finding Khalif Raymond in the empty middle zone for the first. And here it is again against the Chiefs. Gibbs and Laporta once again flank Amon-Ra and Reynolds, and the Chiefs leave their cornerbacks wide, indicating zone. It's a cover 2 this time, but Goff's pass is even faster, finding St. Brown in the quick gap in the zone. You'll often see them quick huddle out of these jumbled looks, trying to get the defense in a mismatch, and that's exactly what they manage here. They line up in a tight bunch right, but hide Amon-Ra in the backfield, and with a quick snap, the Falcons are forced to pick their man on alignment. This leaves a linebacker to cover Ra, and that ain't gonna work, beating him to the flat to move the chains on 3rd down. And here it is again against Green Bay. They're out the huddle fast into a condensed 5-wide look, snapping the ball as quickly as they can set, running stick and go. Rasul Douglas thinks he's one step ahead of the play, reading the flat from 5 and seeing 14 sit down as if it's a curl flat concept. But St. Brown pirouettes and sends him slipping, and even though Goff's ball is a little off, Ra has plenty of time to adjust and stretch for the goal line to make it 6. St. Brown has been a stud for a season now, and it's amazing to see his name be brought up in national media circles, because he really is that good and the engine of this Lions passing game. But now he has a second running mate in Sam Laporta. This passing game is really starting to hum, and they get the number 12 overall pick back from suspension this week, giving them even more speed and weapons to play with. So watch out. Execution and athleticism across the line, combined with playmakers and great offensive coordinator, is a recipe for a long-lasting offense. And honestly, that's the key in 2023. For as good as defenses can be, they tend to be much more variable week to week than offense. If you can consistently put up 20-plus points a game, and that's exactly what the Lions have done for 13 straight games, the longest 20-point streak currently in the NFL, then you're going to win a lot of ball games. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, why not check out last week's video on how motion is destroying defenses, or subscribe and get ready for our Justin Herbert video dropping shortly. Take care.